All right, part three. Let's add some details. I am going to start with these columns. Let's see, and I did say I'm going to use only base game for this for now. So I'm going to use this Annesley square. I'm going to drop it here, 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 and there. Looks like they're... One of these days, they'll actually line up evenly. Today is not that day. You can kind of spread them out however you like. If this bugs you, you can totally pull that platform forward one. Alright, so one thing here that personal pet peeve, I don't like it when the columns sit right at the edge. So I'm just going to take my patio roof, find its little corner piece, and pull those eaves out just a little bit. Just so the columns are under it. Totally personal preference. Alright, let's get a front door. And obviously, y'all, you can pick whatever style you happen to like. You don't have to duplicate mine. Totally fine. I will not be offended. I'm gonna use this guy, I think. Kind of like it simple, not too much. Also, I'm prone to changing my mind. I'm not gonna lie. It happens. Yep, I want that one. I know this one's a little wider. There's a little bit more of a front door feel. So I'm gonna add that one. Now, while I'm on doors, I know we need a door into the garage. But I'm going to use just a very simple single panel, because it's just the garage door, right? Let me click down to this floor, little peek ahead. Oops. I might have worked ahead practicing. This is actually going to be like an entryway into a little bathroom right here, and this is a storage room, so these also need doors. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the same single panel door. I'm going to put it there and there. And then because this one is an entryway, we could use whatever we want, right? For a little patio or something there. This will be coming off the family room, so I decided to have a little bit of fun and do something different. I'm going to go down here to patio doors. I'm going to snag... I think I like the taller one. Yeah. I'm going to snag this guy, and I'm going to actually put it this way. This just really, I think, adds some interest to that corner. And then one more patio type door right here. And then we need one coming out of the master suite. All right, so we can get into the house in all the places. We're not going to worry about inside today. We'll get there. I'm actually going to put up a survey on my Facebook page, and y'all can decide if we want to go inside or tackle the landscape next. So let me know. If you leave it up to me, I will probably be tossing coins. Okay, front. Let's start here. We're going to add these guys up here. Kind of an iconic piece, right? I'm using black and white just because I like it. And then I think, let's see, I actually use this style here. I like this with the white outer and the black inner. There's two of those there. And then I'm going to come down and put, I think, one here, one here, one there. I have an inside wall that's being a problem right now. Alright, we'll fix it when we get in there. One, no, actually I don't want to put one there. It's a little too repetitive. I'm going to put it on this side. I'm going to actually make a 3-panel. I really like doing this with single panel windows because I don't have to find the right window then, or, you know, sometimes finding matching windows in Sims is a huge pain in the tail. This means I can just use whatever window I want and not worry about it. So I'm going to center that one. That was not, alright, hold on. Centered, okay, there we go. Now it's centered. I'm just overlapping these. I do have move objects on. I forgot to say that in the first video. I always have move objects on. I'm sorry. Alright, coming on around kind of right here we have like a little utility room, and then this is the kitchen right here. So I think I actually want a nice big, I don't really like that. I want something not as tall though, I think. Oop, I'm gonna turn not as tall, that went the wrong way. Maybe we'll just do this one right here. You don't have to have the windows off center if they're gonna drive you crazy. You can straighten them out. In this family room, I'm gonna put tall ones, and let's drop, go down so I can actually see the inside of the room here. Here we go. On either side of it there. These little ones, I'm going to use the light box window. As soon as I find it, there it is. Nope, that's modern awning. Modern awning, modern awning. I swear when I filter this way, there it is, light box. Okay, little tiny light box window. I'm gonna drop it up here at the top, kind of like a bathroom vent almost. Maybe a little one at the top of the storage too. And then we've got our garage. Okay, coming around on this side. I'm not gonna really put windows here right now. I might, when we get into decorating, decide it needs something, but for now, nah, I'm good. Let's add, I think it needs something here. Maybe a double like that? What do you think? I feel like this might be one that when we get inside, I'm going to end up moving stuff around. And that's okay. You don't have to be commitment. Or I'm sorry, you don't have to commit. You can change. I think I want a set of these in the hallway here. Alright, master suite. I'm going to go grab that tall one again. So this drives me bonkers that there is not a very good matching door and window set in base game. I'm going to go ahead and flip that over to this side. Right. This is another bathroom right here. It's the master bath. So I'm going to get the little light box again and just kind of drop it up there. It's a little vent system. This one we're going to flip around to the front and get some choices here. Actually kind of like that setup. Like that. Kapow. So that one's designed to actually be another bedroom. It could be a office, could be a lot of different things there. So I'm gonna leave, I definitely like that. Do we have a little one back here? A little window right in here. And now we've come all the way around to our front. Second floor, let's see how we're doing. We've got that, looking good. What do you think? I think it needs something up here. That one. This actually is bugging the stink out of me, that it's just plain. I'm going to grab one of the small roof pieces right here. And I'm actually just going to copy it and put it back here. This is literally just because it looks off to me to not have something here. And I like that better. And with that one, it does need a little teeny tiny, actually what's this tiny round? There you go, little teeny tiny round back there. That just gives that a little more interest. It has no functional value, it just looks cool. I feel like I'm gonna end up doing something on the garage, but we'll get there. Alright. Oops. Let's fix that clipping again. Alright, ready? Now we're going to get a little crazy. We're going to add these little details in front of the rooftop right here. And I'm quite certain they have a technical word. I do not know what it is. We're going to start with this one. Right here. For this, you are going to need your show live edits cheat. I'm just going to get these roof pieces out of the way for a minute. We are still sticking with base game for this, okay? Draw a wall. Right here. Go to your live edits, and depending upon, I'm running tools, so mine are automatically filtered into different categories, but you can also just search, put in the show live edit objects code, filter down to only base game, and then scroll through. Towards the very bottom of the list, you will find this piece right here. And when you click on it, it probably will not have the whole fancy name, but it has 4 swatches, one of which is a plain white color. So we're going to put it right here in the center of this. Now, my roof is not quite as tall as the wall, so I'm not going to want to go all the way up. So I'm going to come right here in the center, and I want it to be out in front of this a little bit, because where this wall is at is the same place as the front of the roof edge. And I don't want this in the roof edge, I want it under the eave, right? So we have it there. Now, get that wall out of the way. Back into our wall sculptures. This piece right here, UV catcher wooden awning, comes in white as well. We're going to take it and we're going to raise it up to where it is just touching. Change my angles here. Just touching the bottom of that. Right there. And center it. This is a little bit of an eyeball project. You can also turn the grid on, which would probably help with these things. There you go. And there's a grid. We can center that right there. All right, let's test it and see. So we're going to pull this forward. All right, so looking at this, it has a little bit too high, right? I went one click too high. So we're just going to push our roof backwards out of the way again. The reason you have to have the roof out of the way is that this particular piece will snap to the roof otherwise. And you'll spend the entire time fighting it instead of, you know, like that, just wanting to go back there. So we put the roof pretty far. All right. Is it the same point I had that last time? Just touching. There we go. I was too high last time. So lining up on the center, on the edge right here. I did like where it was placed. Let's pull it forward and see. There we go. So we have our little roof accent pieces now. Let's put this back up. Oh, not copy, just move. That guy back there. All right. Now we're going to go do the same thing and do it up here at the top. We're going to want to pick up this piece, just move it out of the way, push this one back. Remember how we saw that snapping? You're not going to want it right there because it would be annoying. For this one, it is a whole lot easier to do this if there is a platform right here. So go ahead and just temporarily draw a little platform. You can see the center of it now, okay? And we're going to do the same thing and put a little wall. Now on this peak, the tip of the wall does line up with the tip of the angle, so it's a little bit easier. I'm going to go grab our debug piece again in white, center it, raise it up to wall height, right there, and then pull it back out in front of the wall. Out there. All right. Same thing again now. We want to move the wall pieces out of the way so we can grab our awning piece and rotate it around. And we want to bring it up to where, just like the other one, it is just touching the bottom of this. And because this platform is a different height, it is being a pain. Easy fix. Boom, look at that. Done. All right. All right, one more click. Let's see. Oh, too high. One under. And center it up. There we go. Let's test it. Like that. All right, now we can push that back one, because that was where that was. Oop. Actually, undo button instead. I don't know if did you guys tell how it tried to, tried to take my awning with it. All right, we can delete that little bit of roof we don't need. Or platform rather. Take this piece now. Adjust your window so it's under it a little bit. And we have our roof details. And we've got our columns. All right, you guys. At this point, it is time to decide if we want to go inside or if we want to landscape. I am going to throw up a poll. Today is Thursday. I'm going the 29th. I'm going to throw it up on my Facebook page. Head there. Let me know if you think we should do the landscape next or if we should go ahead and head inside the house and start working on the layout.